Don't have an attitude with me.
What a week.
Yes, we laugh because we cannot cry on camera.
To our subscribers, especially those in DC, how do you do?
How do you do? How you doing? And to those of you who don't subscribe,
especially those of you in Arkansas, howdy do?
Howdy do. A big howdy do to you. You know, it is our job to make this news funny. Okay, so Elon Musk, if you haven't heard, is now the richest douchebag in the entire world. Jeff Bezos is now kicked to number 2. Ugh, what a rough year.
Who cares who's richest? That's like, you know what? They're all the tallest people in the world, and I'm not going to argue if you're 8'1" or 8'2". It doesn't fucking matter. At a certain point, it doesn't matter. I'm sure Elon Musk, he cares about it because he's a fucking freak.
The Democrats flipped the Senate, and the Republicans flipped a shit.
It's 50-50, but you got Kamala there, so every single time when it goes straight down the middle, she gets to come in with a martini and be like, I wonder which way I'll vote. The tiebreaker! Tiebreaker! She does like a Ryan Seacrest, cut to commercial, comes back. I'm voting blue! Although it is exciting, it's very exciting, which also doesn't make sense why there are still some Republicans living inside Trump's colon, because now he has lost both houses of Congress, the presidency, and his mind. So it's like, what, Lindsey Graham, like, what
I think he's got him by the dick. He has to. I'm sorry.
Yeah. How?
I don't know.
He has to have his family or
There's
something. He must have
there's a
photos.
secret that he knows.
It's like, Ted Cruz, what do you do? This man insulted you, your wife, and you're still just following after him. Waiting to pick up the doo-doo.
Yeah, that's because Trump has pictures of all the bodies in Cruz's basement. That's what's wrong.
Zodiac motherfucker.
I'm dying on that fucking hill. That guy creeps me out. So, in the New Jersey airport, which we all know and love, known as Newark, they seized 9 pounds of bushmeat from a man. Bushmeat is rare, raw meat like bats, antelope, cane rats, and monkeys. Bushmeat is also what ladies in the 70s used to call their hoo-has.
Hoo-has!
Love a good hoo-ha. That's fun, isn't it?
Can I ask you what a cane rat is?
A cane rat? It's very simple, Max. A rat with a cane.
Okay. I'm picturing the 3 blind mice from Shrek. You know how cool they look with the little bay loops?
Yeah, the odds that it has a disease are extremely high because it's raw. So it's not even like, and the idea is that they kind of, like, people will just, like, get this raw meat and eat it. I think it's this weird, like, sacrificial shit, and it's like, just be a cannibal if you're gonna be doing this nonsense.
Can I also ask you, was it in a normal suitcase? Like, the smell alone, how do you think you're getting through with this?
I mean,
I know New Jersey kind of masks it a bit because it's a giant garbage heap.
Right.
But still, bushmeat's gonna push through that. The idea of killing and eating your own stuff, it's like, we're past that.
Are we not more advanced than this?
We're past
Well,
that. I would posit that even people with slaughterhouses, they're not eating from their own slaughterhouse. It's just like, it's one of those things, you know what I mean? You don't do your own supply of drugs, of meats, of anything.
See, what I'm hearing from that is that you're not a hard worker. I think that the biggest concern that they have for it is specifically the viruses because of, well, especially bats at the moment, they're getting a bad rap, but...
No, they're getting a bat rap.
Poor sacks of shit going through dirty meat. Jesus Christ. No, I'm talking about these 2 bitches right here. They're the ones that had to go through the fucking meat. It's like, how'd you get demoted to that? Like, you can't do anything else?
Who's on the TSA meat duty? I'd rather be defusing bombs, to be honest with you.
Well, also, like, there's a little bit of something wrong with you if you, like, pick up raw meat and you're like, that's antelope. I know what that is.
Is this a cane rat? The city of Changwon, which is the capital of South Gwangyang province.
How nervous are you pronouncing all this, by the way?
Of a declining population, if you say it confidently, you can get away with it, is combating the problem of a declining population by offering a grant of nearly 100,000 schmackaroos for couples who have at least 3 children, according to a local press report. They are delivering babies wrapped in golden blankets over in Korea, because these people are not fucking. They don't want kids. And I agree. What's the point? Apparently, they're chalking it up to long work hours and a lack of job opportunities in the South Korean, very competitive society. South Korea's in the fucking future. South Korea, Japan, those cities are so cool. Honestly, I love them. So they don't have time for kids. They're making robots and shit that like can do all our work for us.
Yeah, but with no kids, I mean, what the hell's gonna happen to Hello Kitty?
It's probably for the best if Hello Kitty dies out. I mean,
I disagree with you 100%.
It's fine for children, but too many adults are into it, and that's where you lose me. Like the adult men who are into fucking My Little Pony and shit. Let's not have that.
Yeah.
There's a low birth rate, increasingly low rates of marriage. South Koreans in their 20s, 30s, 40s. What you had last year was more people died than were born. So you don't want that. Go figure. Honestly, in America right now, I'm rooting for it. But here's the thing. I read this story, I read this headline, and I was like, oh, I'm moving to Changwon to have a child. You know what I mean? And then I remembered that babies cost $10 million. Like, they cost so much money. And you have them for, I mean, the best case scenario is 18 years, and you never see them again. Worst case scenario, 27 years, you raise this kid, then they start a YouTube show or something. And that's probably your nightmare as a parent. So,
well,
sorry, Mom and Dad.
Okay, so can you find a way to have the baby and then just like leave it?
What is your lump sum amount for you to have 3 children?
$100,000 and $1.
Yeah, the old Price is Right.
Yep. Yep.
Did you see like world leaders all over the globe that were like, even in places like literally war-torn countries, they were like, to all of our diplomats over there in the United States, be careful. How embarrassing is that?
I feel like we should say, before we get into it, I feel like we should say that we at What a Week are so fucking embarrassed for all of this shit, and you know, the hypocrisy showed through this week. It's just a ridiculous, sad time for a lot of people, and yeah, I just wanted to put in a little spice of seriousness so that people know that we are genuinely pissed, right?
I didn't like seeing a Confederate flag in the Senate building, and also guns pointed at people that were trying to raid the room. And it's like, you know what? We all have fun making fun of the government, because at the end of the day, a lot of them do suck. But you're not gonna cut these people's throats.
Yeah.
It's also like, and you have to remember too, is everyone always complains. And then in any situation in life, whether you're a fucking general manager at a Brugger's Bagels or a United States senator, once you're the one that has a little bit of power, you immediately start abusing it. That's 98% of people. So you're only mad because you don't get to fuck people over.
Yeah.
So let's not think like you're not morally superior just because you don't have anything. Continue, Kelly.
The thing
That's a take that not a lot of people are giving right now. Do you think all the people that left DC drove home in a Mini Cooper?
No. You want to know why?
Because racist drive trucks?
They cannot fit their flags in there. The flags are way too big for a little Mini Cooper. Like, there were people who had zip ties. There were ready to kidnap people. There were people that put bombs. I mean, this is
Molotov cocktails, pipe bombs.
Yes.
Because all those fucking militia losers showed up in their fatigues. They don't even know how to sign up for the army, let alone what to do.
Yeah.
They just know that camo is, I guess, cool in their mind. These people, you're not protesting. They showed up to Trump's thing ready to do this.
Yeah, no, it is, anybody who's calling it protesting or even a riot is wrong. It's terrorism. They were trying to commit a bigger act than they were able to, because like everything else in life, these people failed yet a fucking again, okay? Like, they are so brainwashed. They've somehow managed to, in their opinion, follow instructions to destroy their own country that they're quote-unquote so proud of.
make America great again by burning down its government buildings. I don't think that's a problem.
I don't
understand.
Wasn't that in the handbook?
Which handbook? Mein Kampf? There were some fucking swastikas in there.
I know! It seriously is so terrifying.
That's what blows my mind, is that these people, even if you're in the crowd and you're not one of the ones waving the Confederate flag or like wearing the new neo-Nazi bullshit, you're still being like, me and the other patriots really defended our country today. Patriots? Patriots? Can we talk about the little old woman with the flag?
Yeah, honestly, she didn't, first of all, she didn't know where she was, okay?
She thought she was going to Arby's. I don't know what she...
Something tells me she saw people walking around and was like, ooh, a parade.
She assumed they brought $1 apps back at TGI Fridays and that people were just, I guess, going en masse over there.
Yeah.
And if you're a member of the Capitol Police Department, which apparently exists, and that woman is in there like this, waving her little flags, you failed. Quit.
Well,
Resign. Quit.
I mean, these like frail little bitches, they didn't do shit about them. There was one woman who's seen being helped walk down the steps of like, oh, I'm sorry, I committed a terrorist act. Can you help me down the stairs? What? Like, I don't even, and you can't even step into the hypocrisy in terms of Black Lives Matter because it's so blatantly obvious.
It's nice to also remember that we're better than this. Like, it didn't work in the slightest. It's nice to just take that. It's nice to kind of call that a win. And it didn't even come close.
I mean...
if anything, it moved the needle in the other direction, which is a good thing.
Yeah, they had to be... I mean, I know they're stupid, but you really have to be stupid to assume that the Capitol building doesn't have a lockdown system in place. You really thought that you were going to get to run in there with everyone sitting at their desks still? I've looked at other people who are like conservatives or whatever, and they're like, it's definitely Antifa.
Also, if it was Antifa, how is the FBI picking up these people in like bumfuck Arkansas? That's not where Antifa lives.
Yeah.
I know it's decentralized, but that is nowhere near the center. Let me tell you that. A lot of them feel betrayed as well because Trump said, go do this.
Yeah.
And then the day after, he goes, you guys are going to jail.
Yeah.
Abandon the fuck out of them.
He said we're going to take over the Capitol. Didn't he say something about the Capitol?
He said stop them from stealing the election. And then he was like, what are you guys doing? Trying to stop them from stealing the election?
Guys, no! That's not what I meant when I said exactly that.
Just go figure. When you're just spitting lies on these poor people, both in mind and money, that, these criminals, Nancy Pelosi's been cutting throats and sacrificing to the devil to use her witchcraft to steal this election from you patriots, you neo-Nazi patriots, that these people were going to react peacefully.
Police officers probably left that duty or whatever, put on their little outfit, and then was like, all right, we still going? Where's the after party?
Yeah, you got it. Let's move on. I'm upset.
Yeah, it's an upsetting time. It's an upsetting time, and I think that's okay.
I'm upset.
Okay, all right.
Next. People are starting to step down in the Trump administration. You heard about this? An Education Secretary, Betsy DeVos, famously known for doing a real crack-up job as the Education Secretary, has resigned, citing the deadly Capitol riot as her, quote, inflection point. She said, this is it. And it had nothing to do with the fact that he's got 20 minutes left in office, and now she's 100% certain that he's not going to be president again. All of a sudden, she's like, I can't stand by while you do this. She was another one, fucking shake hands with Ted Cruz, because she was getting shit down her mouth. They brought her in front of fucking Congress how many times to literally publicly humiliate the woman by interviewing her and be like, you know nothing about schools, yes? And she's like, yes. And that was like once a week towards the beginning of this term. So it's like, you don't get to work for the Wolf of Wall Street, and then when the FBI shows up, you quit. You're like, I don't want to be here anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, well, I hope her next job is sucking. First of all, I think it was an honor for her to work for someone who sexually assaults people. I think she was huge on that. She loved being that for him. Her life now is just everyone hates her.
It's just an odd thing because you're going to work for him for 4 years, but she was a laughingstock for 4 years. It's not even like she was benefiting from it, like some of the other people in the administration. I get it, like, or whatever, you're in a cool job. She was in, I guess it's a cool job, but like, she was like famously known for being terrible at it, and the internet destroyed her for 4 years. But this is the tipping point. Who gets served a pile of poop, eats the whole thing, then stops at the last bite and goes, "This tastes like shit." Because that's what Betsy did here.
Yeah.
And I think we have a photo of her.
Yes.
Clown.
She is a clown. She is 99% evil, 1% hot gas, that bitch, for sure.
Next
See?
story.
This is why we get pissed at this. We can't even talk about it because we get so pissed.
We're upset again. We're upset.
But so they postponed the Grammys. It was supposed to kick off. It was supposed to kick off awards season in the United States of America, and instead of being on January 31st, it will now be on March. Instead of it being on January 31st, it'll now be on March 14th. Which we know that by then the virus will be completely gone. So, of course, let's have it literally a month after.
It's good to know COVID has an expiration date.
Yeah.
It's nice to be confirmed.
If you didn't know this, Demi Lovato was claiming that she was going to release a new song after the attempted coup. So maybe she'll perform that live.
Is the song based on the coup?
Did you not see this tweet?
No.
Oh my god, this is humiliating. This bitch came out and said, "After today's events, I've been inspired and I am now in the studio working on a project." And it's like, can we not?
Who sold this girl coke again? You know. Come on.
Look, again, I love Miss Demi Lovato. You guys know I pledge allegiance to Demi Lovato every fucking morning.
I love her. What's wrong with being confident?
Every morning I put in my contacts, I look in the mirror, and I go, cool for the summer. And then I step out for the fucking day. Here's what bothers me about them even talking about the Grammys and talking about all this stuff is it's like, how tone deaf are we? Okay? No pun intended with the tone singing Grammys. Okay?
Right. Right.
That we're like, you know what this country needs right now? Rich people getting a golden statue. That'll really bring us together. Like, the people that should be getting these statues are, here I go on a fucking soapbox, essential workers. Healthcare people.
Okay, yeah, it's very nice to say that, but how many albums did doctors release this year? Like, if they released, like, a good single, like, yeah, they would be nominated.
I'm just saying.
They were working.
I'm just saying, I really don't want to see Billie Eilish make more millions of dollars because nothing pisses me off than a successful teenager, I'll tell you that.
We're not bitter. Alright, what a week. That's it.
What's your problem? What? Is it because the country's in fucking hell?
Go figure, I'm not exactly dancing on sun rays this week.
I know, it's really hard, and by the time this full episode gets released, who the fuck knows what's gonna happen, so.
God forbid, could you guys stop ruining things for like 3 days so we can see more current when we release this?
Yeah, also, like, if you guys could chill, because we have a lot of animal stories that we need to catch up on, and you guys are just filling the news with dreadful things. Anyways, thanks so much again. Please like and subscribe. 2021. Max, you said last episode it was going to be your year, and how are you feeling about that right now?
Well, I was right when I said it's not going to be anybody else's year.